honestly, I'm just making messages to myself. But I don't know who this shit is going out to at this point in the fucking game, but it doesn't matter. I'll just tell you what's been on my brain the last few hours. Been thinking a lot about, it's fucking dark as fuck, sorry. I've been thinking about change, you know? How bad do you really want to change? Do you want to change? Why do you want to change? And I've been thinking a lot about desire. What is it? What is underneath this desire for all these things? And I've really been just trying to analyze it and unravel it like a fucking onion, you know? So for me, I've just been looking at sex. I mean, sex is such a huge one, you know, for me. And when I was really unraveling that, asking myself, why do I want this? Why do I want this so badly? I uncovered two kind of underlying principles for why that was one thing that is really attracting me, you know? Number one, when I started really peeling back, number one was validation. So there was validation not only from men and from women, but I mean, you could combine those and basically say society. So whichever way you look at it, it's this, I was recognizing basically it's this feeling of wanting to feel valid, wanting to feel of value, basically. So wanting to be validated. The second thing was wanting to feel ecstasy, right? So that's like the summation of all of the senses at their maximum peak. You know what I mean? Every sense faculty peaking at the height of pleasure. You know what I mean? Ecstasy. That's what I want to feel, right? So now those basically were the two things for me that I boiled this thing down to, right? So then I was really asking myself, I had a conversation with a homie and we got to talking about this, and the question that arose was, you know, I mean, for him, he's a monk, right? So he's already renounced sex, and he's saying what he holds on to is a vision of something higher desire. He turns his mind towards God, right? And that's what keeps him moving forward on his path. Like, we can get to what you really fucking want later, right? But I was looking at these two aspects and saying, how can I transmute these to something higher? What could even be underneath those desires? Or how can you transmute it to something even greater that makes those two things something that you don't even want anymore? So number one was validation, right? To be validated, flip it around, and it's to serve society, right? Instead of be validated by society, it's the desire to serve society. That is almost like an antidote, you know, to give, to look where the need is and to give to that need, whatever that may be in your own circle, whatever your situation is. But I kind of flagged that as one potential antidote to that desire for that validation from others, whoever it might be. Whatever group of people that you might subconsciously look to for that validation, you can just flip that shit consciously. You can try and catch yourself in that state and flip it and say, fuck it, you know, how can I give back? How can I give? How can I serve? Actually, not even just give, but how can I give myself? What can I give? What do I have to give? What do I have to offer? Number two, ecstasy. That one was a little trickier thinking about it, you know, like, because we're talking about sensual pleasure, right? And in a way, maybe that is the peak of sensual pleasures, right? I don't know, maybe you add in some drugs or whatever and it can go further, but essentially it's like the highest form, right? But I think there is a step higher. When I thought about it, it's compassionate love. And I only can say this because I've had a few moments in my life, you know, at least a few, you know, hopefully you've had more than me. Maybe I've had more that I'm not remembering, you know, but at least a few come to mind, where compassionate love for somebody outranks that desire for feeling ecstasy, right? So you could even say that that is perhaps it's underneath or within the feeling of ecstasy, or a deeper layer of it, right? Or maybe you could just say it has the ability to transmute that desire, right? You can try and go and access this. I don't know. This is where I'm at now. I'm like, how do I jump into that? How do I activate that? How do I consciously bring that to the forefront? You know, wanting the best for somebody, you know, really genuinely wanting whatever's best for them. To love somebody from a compassionate point of view. So I don't know. I guess that's the end of today, because that's the next step in the thought process. But going back to what do you really want? Do you really want to change? You know, because this is kind of a parallel vibe that I've been on tonight. You know, just finished that double workout and just fucking in this kind of mode of just saying fuck it and pushing beyond the limits, you know what I mean? Digging deeper, you know, whether that be just working out simply on your body, or whether that be on your material path and going for your dreams in terms of what you want to achieve, or whether that be on the spiritual path, you know. And as far as I can see right now, you know, the highest goal is to love, is to really embody fully love. And how to do that, my only answer is to follow my guru's instructions, you know. And the only suggestion I have for people at this point for how to change is to identify the person that they believe in, that they believe is where they want to go. You know, hopefully that person exists for you, or at least there's somebody that has an aspect that you want to reach, and you can go and seek their guidance and learn from them, and then just take their instruction and fucking do it, you know. Like, yeah, we gotta really do this shit. Anyway, best of luck, everybody. See you.